This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max and this is the Galaxy S25 Ultra. We already know what Samsung is going to offer in S25 Ultra and how it can easily beat the iPhone 16 Pro Max, so this is the right time to compare, either go with the iPhone 16 Pro Max or wait for the S25 Ultra. Design matters the most, and at the end of the day it's about personal choice. iPhone 16 Pro Max looks quite similar to its predecessor at first glance, but there are subtle changes. Apple swapped out the brushed titanium finish, and while the anticipated polished titanium didn't make the cut, the new finish resists fingerprint better. Apple has also introduced a touch-sensitive button. Never mind, they don't call this a button, but it's actually a button which you can use to zoom in and out, and you can record a video with it. But Galaxy S25 Ultra, however, marks a significant design shift. Samsung is removing the middle frame, which makes the device thinner and lighter. Not only this, Samsung is also making the phone rounded compared to its previous generation. S24 Ultra came with a square design, but S25 Ultra will going to feature a rounded design, but less rounded compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The bezels have also narrowed down even more, and the phone now weighs around 219 grams compared to 233 grams on the S24 Ultra, and it's even lighter than the iPhone 16 Pro Max, 227 grams. Also, don't forget the S Pen support on the S25 Ultra, a huge plus for those who love stylus functionality. This remains a feature Apple still doesn't offer, giving Samsung a strong edge over iPhones. Both the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Galaxy S25 Ultra have impressive displays, but S25 Ultra will win this time. We have the initial look of the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and it easily beat the iPhone 16 Pro Max despite having extremely small bezels on iPhone. The iPhone 16 Pro Max offers a 6.9 inches display, an upgrade from a 6.7 inches on the previous generation. Apple has once again delivered a much smaller bezels compared to the previous generation, but what's surprising is the 2000 nits of peak brightness remains unchanged from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Many were expecting 3000 nits, but Apple seems to be saving for the next year. On the other hand, Galaxy S25 Ultra will going to feature one of the smallest bezels on a smartphone, and this is how it will look like against the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Yes, S25 Ultra will feature even slimmer bezels, and those bezels are symmetrical, which means S25 Ultra is featuring one of the slimmest bezels on a smartphone in 2025. With a 6.9 inches display, it will hit a peak brightness of 3000 nits compared to 2600 on S24 Ultra, beating the iPhone 16 Pro Max with big margins. Plus symmetrical bezels, which is always a great feature to have on a flagship phones. On the front, Apple gave us a 2024 ceramic shield, and no doubt it's quite durable as we can see from the durability test, but Samsung is one step ahead. This year, Samsung gave us a Gorilla Glass armor, which features an anti-reflective coating, and it was 4 times better scratch resistant compared to its previous generation. We are expecting a similar feature on S25 Ultra, so anti-reflective coating is always welcome. From the past couple of generations, Apple was leading in display due to Samsung providing them better displays. But this time, Samsung holds the best for themselves, which gives us the best displays in S25 Ultra. It's brighter, almost equal in size, and comes with much thinner bezels. This time around, Samsung turned the tables when we talk about the performance on both devices. Apple, as the history goes, they were giving us the best performance numbers on iPhones, but next year, it is about to change. This year, iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's new A18 Pro chipset built in on a second generation 3nm process. It's lightning fast and offers a 20% increase in sustained performance compared to last generation. Apple has also addressed the overheating issues from the 15 Pro Max thanks to a better cooling system, but Galaxy S25 Ultra isn't playing around either and can easily outshine the iPhone 16 Pro Max as it is equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. It's expected to deliver the best-in-class performance with a Geekbench scores of 3,236 for single-core score and 10,049 multi-core score. Crossing the 10,000 mark is a huge achievement and beating out the A18 Pro with the big margins, and solely for this purpose, Samsung has to give us a bigger vapor chamber just like what they did with the S24 Ultra, so keep the phone cooler when we do high-intensity tasks on the S25 Ultra. This year, as far the performance goes, I would say S25 Ultra is a clear winner, and don't get me wrong, iPhone 16 Pro Max is still a beast, but S24 Ultra is better than that beast, and for day-to-day usage, you barely notice any difference, but if you game on it, then you'll see the changes. Also, I just forgot to mention, S25 Ultra will going to feature a 16 gigs of RAM instead of just 8 on 16 Pro Max, which will help in a better AI performance on the S25 Ultra. Before talking about the cameras, I want to talk about the price first, and this time around, there is a big gap between the iPhone price and Samsung price. iPhone 16 Pro Max starts at $1,199, the exact same price as its predecessor, the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's impressive to see how Apple stick to the same price, but what should they do? Barely changes anything would result in the same price on 16 Pro Max. On the other hand, Galaxy S24 Ultra is expected to come in at a starting price of $1,400 or at least $1,350, which is a notable jump compared to the S24 Ultra launch price at $1,299, and it's far more expensive compared to 16 Pro Max. The reason is the new SoC, I mean the chipset, and parts are getting more expensive, and this time around Samsung is going all in with the Snapdragon Gen 4, I mean all models. S25, S25 Plus and S25 Ultra, all models were going to feature a Snapdragon Gen 4, resulting in an increased price on S25 Ultra entire series. Cameras are always a highlight for any flagship smartphone, and in this case, we have two powerful contenders. The iPhone 16 Pro Max brings a 48 megapixel main shooter, building on the strength of its predecessor, or I would say same sensor. The standout feature is the new 48 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, replacing the old 12 megapixel sensor, which means a stunning wide-angle shots. Also, Apple finally gave us both smaller iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max, the bigger version, 5x telephoto sensor, and you can now record 4K at 120 FPS. On the other hand, the Galaxy S25 Ultra keeps Samsung's at the top of the megapixel race with its 200 megapixel sensor, which is same as the S24 Ultra. But Samsung is finally changing the 12 megapixel ultra-wide sensor to 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. The phone also features a 50 megapixel 5x telephoto sensor and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto sensor. No change to 3x telephoto sensor on S25 Ultra. Samsung also plans to improve the video performance significantly, bringing it closer to what Apple offers in terms of video quality, and also using the power of Snapdragon Gen 4 to give us much better photos compared to the previous generation. Battery life is a crucial factor for most users, and both phones are pushing boundaries here. iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4676 mAh battery, with Apple's claiming the best battery life on iPhone. Apple never officially revealed the battery size during their event, but real-world usage shows strong battery longevity. Now, some battery test of the iPhone 16 Pro Max shows it beats the S24 Ultra easily, but other real-world battery tests which was done by Mr. Who's the Boss shows Galaxy S24 Ultra beat iPhone 16 Pro Max with a total difference of 1 hour, which is a big difference. Now, we don't know which one is right or wrong, but Samsung is still holding the ground for the battery life in a real-world usage. And S25 Ultra matches this with the same 5000 mAh battery, although we were expecting a bigger battery in the S25 Ultra, but sad, it's not coming on S25 Ultra. In terms of charging speed, Samsung's 45-watt fast charger is quicker than what Apple offers, as Apple still hasn't officially revealed the charging speed for the 16 Pro Max, although some tests do show Apple also pushed the charging speed to 45-watt, but it actually put out the 39-watt to be exact. 2024 and 2025 are all about AI, and both phones offers AI features, but there's a twist. Apple claims we made Apple Intelligence, means their version of AI, but at the time of launch there is no AI feature available on 16 Pro Max, which is kinda disappointing since they should give us at least something at the launch. Although in coming months Apple will launch the Apple Intelligence, but the features are extremely limited. Even it only comes with one language support confirmed at the launch event, so Apple has a long way to go. Meanwhile, Samsung is going after a second generation of AI functionalities on S25 Ultra. S24 Ultra came with a bunch of AI features, summarization, circuit to search, live translate call, and many more, but second generation will improve its accuracy and will bring more features. Although I'm not a big fan of on-device AI, but if Samsung introduced new features, that's always welcome. And totally for AI, Samsung is a clear winner, or I would say dominate in this area over Apple. This time, Apple make extremely boring launch with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and this is probably the least interesting iPhone people would go for. Even if you have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, most of the people would stick to it instead of buying a new 16 Pro Max. Now there's something to note, it's not a bad phone. It is a bit better compared to the 15 Pro Max. Overall, if you're an iPhone user, it is still the best option you can have. Where if you want to wait, then S25 Ultra will offer some massive upgrades as you already see in this video, so choose wisely. With that said, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.